Alright, this is going to be one of the first of three little MPs that I've put together for you to watch on Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver is a software that we're going to be using to make our web quest. We're just going to play with it a little bit and do some examples of the different things, and then you'll be putting all of the different aspects together to use to create your web quest. Dreamweaver you should be able to download. I'm pretty sure it's still a free 30-day trial. If not, it is on your campus, just like it is on our campus. Now, there are different versions. I've got Adobe Dreamweaver CS6. The campus at USC Aiken has CS5, and the faculty has CS4, some of them. So there's a variety of different versions out there, and they do the same thing. They might look a little bit different. Before we get started in Dreamweaver, though, for web page design, it's very important that we first set up a table. Not a table, a folder for you to save the pages of that you create in Dreamweaver into that folder, and also any pictures that you're going to put into your web page. So if you're not in the Finder up here, just click anywhere in your background of your screen and you'll get into the Finder, and you go to File and get a new folder. And then I'm just going to save this as Send Web. We're just playing right now. Alright, so I've got my folder and it's all made, and now I'm going to open Dreamweaver. In this one we're just going to do the two different types of backgrounds, and then we're going to stop. And then the next one we'll do inserting pictures and making links. And then the last one we'll be doing links to multiple pages. When it first comes up, you're going to have to choose what you want to create. And we want to create an HTML page. And then HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and that is on your final exam. What does HTML stand for? So again, it's Hypertext Markup Language, and that's what we want to create. So we select that, and this screen comes up. All right. And first thing I'm going to do is put a solid background on there, and I'm going to get there one of two ways. I can go to Modify and go to Page Properties, or I can come down here to Page Properties. Either way is going to bring me to the exact same place. This box is going to pop up, and I have background color and a background image, and I'm going to do a background color first. And I'm going to choose pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is this month, October. And I'm going to hit Apply and OK. And now I have a pink background. If I didn't like it, I could go back to Page Properties, and I could pick a different color. Maybe I want a different shade of pink. And then I could hit Apply, and it would just override the previous one, and then I could just say OK. All right. Now we're going to talk real quickly about these three buttons. We're in the design mode. Code is when you're actually typing in everything. You don't see anything, you type in everything. And you would have to type in these first 13 lines just to get the pink background on that page. All right. Split is when you see half of code and half of what you are actually going to get to see. And design is just what you see. What you get is what you see. Okay. In this class, we're going to be using design. If you were to go back and get your master's in educational technology, you'll learn some about code. Actually, in a class that my husband teaches, he's the professor in that master's program. All right, so now I've got it in the design mode, and the next thing I want to do is it's not saved, it's untitled 1. XHTML, and the X is because everything has changed to .x, .docx for Word, .pptx, and this is and they put the X in front of the HTML instead of after it. I'm going to go ahead and go to File and Save As. And it comes up as Untitled 1. I want to make sure that I'm in my Send Web. If your name doesn't show up there, go to the desktop and scroll down till you find your folder that you created. I don't want it to just be Untitled 1. I'm going to call this just my last name 1, and then if I make another page, I'd call it my last name 2.html. And I'm going to hit Save. And now this page up here now is Send HTML, and it's in my folder. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to look to see the differences between having a solid and a colored background. So for that I need to go out and get a new window, and I'm going to go to Google Images, and specifically I want Google Images. That's very weird. Let's try that again. There we go. I want to type in backgrounds. Now backgrounds are weird because sometimes they'll come up as a solid that looks like one image all the way across the page, and sometimes it'll come up and it looks like a different image all the way across, cut up in blocks. And it just depends on what image you choose and what it looks like, whether it looks like it's flowing or whether it looks very disjointed. And I want to try to find some that'll do both. And I see lots of the disjointed. My normal one for a good pattern I don't see. Just keep going here for a minute. And it goes on and on and on as far as you can see there's lots to choose from. This one might be pretty easy. On a Mac, you hold down the Control and you click on it, and you want to go to Save Image As. We're not copying it, we need to save it into that folder. We don't want to save the link, we want to save the image. Save Image As. This box is going to pop up. Images are always saved as .jpg, .gep, or .gif. Those are the normal ones. And we don't want to save it as images because it always comes up as images.jpg. So we're going to change it. And I like to name them what it looks like or what the item is. So I'm going to type in brown. Actually, it looks more like sand. I'm going to call it sand. Make sure you're in your file and say save. And then I'm going to get one, and I might as well get one that's right next to it that is going to look very different. So I'm going to get this one here, and I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to call this one, this looks like a scene to me. Let's call it a flower. And save. I'm going to minimize this. I don't need that one either. Back in Dreamweaver. Alright. Now I can come back to page properties again here or under modify page properties, it doesn't matter which. And this time I'm going to go to background images. I don't have to do anything with the pink. I can leave that pink right there. It remembers the last one that you put up. If you put in a background image, you do need to take it out for it to revert back to the color though. So I'm going to go to Browse. And here are the ones that I have. I'm going to do sand first so you can see it. Let you see which the picture is over here. And I'm going to say open. And OK. And it doesn't look quite like it's a single item, but if I put text on top of that, it would not be difficult to read. It would give the background a little bit of texture. It wouldn't be distracting to the reader. Okay. But let's check the next one. I'm going to go up to modify, this time up here to page properties. And I'm going to browse, and I'm going to get my flower one, my little tropical scene that I had there. And I'm going to apply that one and say OK. Now, having a scene after scene after scene after scene makes it a very busy, busy, busy screen. And then if I was trying to add writing and other pictures on top of that, it's going to get very hard for the learner to read and see what you're doing. And so the best thing to do would be to stay away from very busy backgrounds. Okay, there's no way to take this scene, this one cube here, and make it the entire thing. You could stretch it and do that, but the problem is that when you save this and it gets put out onto the internet and opened on somebody else's screen, if their screen size is larger than yours, they're going to have multiples. You have no control over how many multiples they're going to get because everybody's computer is a different size. So you don't even attempt to make one background the entire thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to revert back to my solid color because I think that's the easiest one to write onto. And to do that, all I have to do is click in here and delete the image that I had for background image and apply again the pink and say OK. Now the other thing that I have up here is title, and this can be the title of my lesson. And so I'm going to say that I'm going to do my lesson on, let's say we're going to do it on, well, we'll start out doing it on mammals. Maybe we'll have a page on mammals and a page on insects or another type of vertebrate. We'll see. So this is letting the person know what the subject matter is. All right. So that's as far as we're going to go with this first one, is just opening it up, creating a folder. And one other thing about this folder, when we're all done, and I'm going to go ahead and say that I am done, so I'm going to quit Dreamweaver. So I was finished with my whole thing. I'm ready to turn it in. Again, the shortcut for save is Command S. All right. If I open my page here, my folder here, I should have 3 items, my web page and the 2 pictures that I put in there. If I was to turn this folder in like right now, all I would get is the folder. Everything inside would be dumped out. That Blackboard does not know how to recognize anything but one item. So what we have to do is we need to do something that's called compressed. And it compresses the file, and we used to call it zipped. But they've changed the word now from zip to compress, even though what you get, the icon you get, looks like it's zippered. But what you do is you click on your folder, and you go up to File, and you come down to Compress, and then it would say the name of the file you're compressing. Mine says Send Web. And what it does is it gives you a whole other icon, and this one that says Zip next to it, this is what you would put in a Blackboard. You would not be turning this one in at all. So that's just for down the road when you're doing your web quest. I just thought it would be a quick way to finish out this one that we're doing right now. The next one we'll do is adding pictures onto the page, words onto the page, and some links onto the page.